back and thank you for watching this video. Today we are taking a look at a comparison between the red Epic W Helium against the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera. Now let's be brutally honest, they don't even come close to each other. I mean, $30,000, $6,000. And I'm gonna show you guys exactly the price of each rig, you know, as they're set up right in front of you. I'll put the links to my setup below, as well as some of this, if you happen to have the budget to buy this. Let's take a look at the differences between these two cinema cameras. Now, right off the bat, there's the obvious things that you're gonna notice, such as image quality, image size, image resolution, color representation, you know, you name it. You get what you pay for these days. And a $30,000 cinema camera, you're gonna get a freaking amazing camera, duh. This camera, basically, I would argue you can get by with this. There are the uses for this, and you know, if you have the budget and you're making that money, of course, go with a red. You know, there's just something about the red look that captivating. There's something to it, especially when you throw something like Film Convert on it, and you just got that beautiful, gritty film look and an amazing sensor and just amazing capabilities. This definitely has its downsides though. The Red XL batteries are absolutely terrible on life, not dissimilar to the Blackmagic, as well as terrible internal battery life. So you'll want to rig it out with something like a V-mount battery, of course. All that to say, this is also terrible, and it's a much larger battery and a much more expensive battery. Secondly, this thing takes forever to boot up, as opposed to the Blackmagic. Blackmagic is ready to go. The red still has nothing on the screen. All right, there we go. We got the logo showing up. Meanwhile, Blackmagic is ready to shoot, ready to roll. Storage is good, battery life is good. Yeah, I could start shooting with this in about 10 seconds. All right, it's still initializing. Still initializing. Still waiting. There we go. And finally, ready to shoot. So after 40 seconds or so, your red is powered up, ready to go. And I have on it right now the 100mm Canon lens, which is a nice lens. This thing is a beast. Another thing I will note in comparison of these two cameras is that I really like the user interface and menu functionality on this camera much better than on the red. The red just feels clunky, it's slow, it's not responsive. Now this is an older brain, so you know the DSMC2 brain are probably way faster. Honestly, I haven't touched one. And today, if I had a Komodo, I would be doing a direct side-by-side comparison of the two. But today I'm working with the Epic W Helium, so that's what we're looking at. This is an incredible camera, don't get me wrong. The feature, the beautiful image quality and just the red sensor itself alone makes this an incredible camera if you have that $30,000 to spend, like I said. But the image really makes up for whatever this thing lacks. So it really is an incredible camera, but where you're gonna get caught is if you think that you buy an Epic W with the sensor that you're ready to go. No, you actually need to buy your lens mount so you can pick PL, EF, Micro Four Thirds. You get to pick your mount, so you need to buy that mount, which is somewhere around $1,200 to $2,000 or something like that. Then you need this red mag reader on the side. And what's nice about red is it is modular, so you can literally add anything anywhere. If you want the outrigger handle, you throw that on there. And you've got your modular ports everywhere, which is awesome. But your red mag reader, again, is like $1,200 to $2,000. Each component is a lot of money. Your red battery mount is gonna be expensive. Again, a couple thousand. And then depending on what other accessories you get with it, if you get the production bundle where it has XLRs, HDMI, SDI, everything, you know, you're gonna spend a lot of money, as well as just the handle alone is like $700 to $1,000 or something. I don't know. And then not to mention the screen. So you're really gonna spend a lot of money to get a basic rig for this thing. And of course, it's all worth it. It's an amazing image quality. You're not gonna be upset that you own a red. But just know that going into it, it's gonna be expensive. On the flip side, we have the Blackmagic Cinema camera. Pocket Cinema Camera 6K. Of course, you all know if you've been following my channel, I'm a big supporter of this camera, a big supporter of Blackmagic. I think they're doing some awesome things at an awesome price, and you know, this just goes to show you can get a phenomenal camera for $6,000, a phenomenal setup, and honestly you can do it for less than that. I just have rigged mine out for about $6,000. Links to all those products and the prices on those are down below. Take a look at those, and it really helps my channel out if you purchase through those, so thank you for those of you who do. But yeah, so I've already shown you my rig, links up here to that video. I've shown you my rig, but let's go ahead and look at some of this footage. I'm going to show you some footage from both of these cameras. I'll label it. You're going to see some beautiful stuff from the Rocky Mountains shot on the red helium 8K sensor, and then you're going to see some beautiful stuff shot from the Rocky Mountains as well as Washington and the sand dunes from this Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 6K sensor. Taking a look at the difference in sensor capabilities. So the Epic W Helium, you can shoot 8K in 30.46 frames, and if you scale it down, say to, let's go to the equivalent of the Blackmagic 6K. Let's go to standard 6K. You're able to shoot an 80 frames per second in 6K on the red Epic W Helium. That is awesome. And I think I've utilized that before. I don't know if I shot all this Rocky Mountain stuff, but 80 frames per second in 6K. Now this does do 50 frames per second, but 80 is pretty stinking awesome. And again, that's red code raw footage. Now, something else to note, these files, compared to these files, are way bigger. I think in here we have a 480 gig SSD, which you need to buy the red SSD cards, and they're crazy expensive. This one is probably $2,000 to $3,000, and that's just a 480 gig, whereas I can buy a nice Samsung T5 2 terabyte for about $200 on this, and that gives me 2 to 3 hours of shooting in Blackmagic RAW, which is fantastic. This gives me about 50 minutes of red RAW on less than half a terabyte. The image quality is fantastic. I'll show you the stuff that I shot and put film convert on, and it just, I am extremely happy with. I would die to have one of these. This camera itself is for sale. If you are interested in purchasing this camera, please find me on Instagram and send me a direct message. I am not going to put my email down below, but find me on Instagram. You'll see on my YouTube channel page that there's a link to my Instagram. This camera is for sale by my friend who owns it. So hit me up if you're interested. We're gonna look here at some more of this footage just to compare. I'm actually more than satisfied with the quality of the Blackmagic Pocket 6K camera. And I've said this, and I've been a proponent for this camera for months, ever since I've owned it for 8 months now, 9 months. Have loved this camera, especially for the price. If you're new to my channel and you haven't seen any of these videos yet, go back and watch a few, because I'm all about this camera, and I think this is gonna last me several more years in the productions that I'm working on. Yeah, I'm just that happy with it, and I don't really know why anyone wouldn't be happy, especially with the price compared to this guy. So there you have it, a really quick overview of the differences in these cameras. And it's really not like comparing apples to oranges. It's kind of like comparing an apple to apple pie. Apples are great, but apple pie is amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching. I have several videos coming up that I'm really excited about. I'm gonna try out the new DJI Mini 2 and a few other announcements as well coming up for my channel. Some of the content that you can expect to see in the coming months and years. Thank you for watching again. Check out the links below if you're interested in any of these products, and I will see you next time.